I made my son punch my nephew at Thanksgiving. My son is 9 and big for his age. We work hard to make sure he doesn't use his size against smaller kids. My nephew is 7, smaller, and has been hitting my son every single time they are together. My brother and his wife do nothing. They have said out loud that it's a badge of honor that their younger, smaller son beats up the older, bigger cousin. Before Thanksgiving, we sat my son down and gave him a system. If his cousin started hitting, he had to come tell the adults 2 times. 2 chances for the adults to handle it. After that, he was free to punch his cousin in the gut. Within an hour of my nephew arriving, my son came downstairs and told us his cousin was hitting. My brother and sister-in-law looked at me. I said, okay, thanks, and sent him back up. A little while later, my son came back down. Same thing. His parents sat there. I said, okay, thanks. 20 minutes after that, we heard crying from upstairs. My sister-in-law jumped up and ran to her son. He told her my son had punched him in the stomach. She came downstairs complaining loud enough for everyone to hear. I asked her why she suddenly cared about hitting when she hadn't cared about it twice in the last hour. She didn't have an answer for that. Or, my brother tried to step in, said because my son was bigger, he shouldn't be hitting because his smaller son surely wasn't hurting him. I said that wasn't the point. The point was we had told him twice and he had done nothing twice. His face did something I have thought about since. The face of a man who knew his brother had a point and whose wife would be furious if he admitted it. My mom stepped in and took my nephew's side, said I shouldn't have told my son it was okay to hit his cousin, said I should have handled it differently. I asked her what differently looked like given that we had told his parents twice and nothing happened. She didn't have a clean answer for that either. The rest of Thanksgiving was tense in the specific way family gatherings get tense when something true has been said and nobody wants to deal with it. My nephew was quiet for the rest of the day. My son was fine. My brother and sister-in-law left without saying much. My mom made a few comments. I let them land and didn't respond. I have thought about whether I went too far, whether telling a 9-year-old to punch a 7-year-old crosses a line regardless of context. What I keep coming back to is the 2 warnings. We gave the adults 2 full opportunities to handle it and watched them choose not to both times. The 3rd time was always going to be my son's. My nephew has not hit my son since. That is the only data point I have, and I am aware it is early. But I also know that my son spent years being told to hold back against a kid whose parents celebrated him for not holding back. I don't think what I did was perfect. I think it was the only thing left after everything else had already been tried and ignored.